Am I audible?
Yes, miss.
Okay. ربي اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. Happy to have you back, ya Khadija. Inshallah, Mondays you'll be attending then, and Saturdays you will listen to the recording, right?
Yeah.
Right. Girls who are able to on their cam, please on your cam. Khadija is having issues. Aisha, Imran, Amna, please on your cams. Okay, we are going to start a series of public speaking, and every Monday, inshallah, I will try to take one topic. I just want you to quickly write the topics that we will be covering, and then I can tell you what else to do. Hold on. Okay. 1 second, guys. I'm just fixing something here. The topic that we will be taking. Okay, how the first one will be beginning your speech. Khadija, can you type in the chat, please? Beginning your speech. Second, concluding your speech. Concluding your speech. Third, controlling your fear. Controlling your fear. Fourth, impromptu speaking. Fourth, impromptu speaking. Fifth, selecting your topic. Selecting your topic. Then know your audience. Know your audience. Organizing your speech. Organizing your speech. Creating an introduction. Creating an introduction. Then preparation and practice. Preparation and practice. And last, using body language. Okay, so these are the topics, inshallah, we will be taking one by one. And I want you all to take notes, practice, and then implement in your speech. Everyone has noted it down? Okay, you have it there, these 10 topics in the chat also. So if you have not taken any point, please, you can copy paste or just write it down. Writing is much better. All right, today we will start with our first topic. Okay, inshallah, when Maghrib Adhan will start, we will take a break for say 7 minutes and come back immediately. Okay. Till then, I will.
Ma'am, I joined a little late. I don't know what 1, 2, 3 points are.
Who is that? Zahra? Are you cannot see? Wait, I will. 1 second. Who is typing in Mexico? What is that language? Which other language you speak, Khadija? 1 second.
Arabic, English, like a little bit of Spanish.
So this is Spanish, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, mashallah, barakallah feek. Learning different languages are amazing, actually. Okay. Zahra, the first three only, right? Zahra, the first 3 points, right? Where is she gone? Zahra? Okay, I have copy pasted their first 3 points, I think she mentioned. Okay, we want this whole thing to be posted in the group as well, so even others can make a note of it. Okay, Zahra, can I start now, Zahra? Are you able to listen to me? I think she's having some issues. Anyways, let's begin. Okay. The first topic is beginning your speech. First, we need introduction. Okay, so you have to begin by introduction. Now, there are 2-3 ways that the speaker's introduction takes place. First is maybe the presenter will announce your name, announce your title. And sometimes you have to announce yourself, your name, a bit of your introduction, and the title, speech title. So right there, the introduction will be of 2 types. Either the presenter announces it before you step on the podium or the stage, or you yourself will introduce yourself. And introduction normally begins with salutation. Okay, salutation. Now, important points that you need to understand. These are the first moments of the speech, and they are very, very critical. Why they are critical? Because the moment your name is announced, people are all staring and looking at you. What's going to come up? That is a make it and a break it moment. Okay? If you are dull, if you are lifeless, if you are unimaginative, immediately you will lose audience's connection and interest. So the rest of the speech is going to go flat. Why? Because you did not create an impact. The moment you create an exciting and a very creative beginning, khalas, for the rest of the speech, the audience is waiting to see what's coming up next. Did you understand? So the 3 tips I'll give you here, and I want you to write down some important, wait, let me write down something here. You know what? I will put it in the chat so you can just listen and understand. Don't worry about writing. Okay, don't worry about writing. I'll give you the notes. I'll give you the notes. Just focus. So the first opening is supposed to be how? Very dynamic, very creative, and very strong. Okay, let me ask you a question. When the airplane takes off, you know, the entire power is used for takeoff because it requires to fly. Okay, the heavy, you know how many tons an aeroplane is, with the passenger, with the luggage and everything. It's pretty huge and heavy, right? So it uses its entire turbo, okay, to take off. Similarly, a speech, an effective speech, and the introduction or the opening should be so powerful so that it can take the load of your entire speech, and then it can fly peacefully and smoothly. If you don't use the throttle or you don't use the turbo, it will go flat. Okay. So what are the criteria for a successful opening of a speech? Number 1, get the attention of the audience. Now, for example, there is a gap, like, oh, maybe the program has started and there are few minutes before the speaker will come to the stage. So people are engaged. And these days, you know very well, even 1 second break people will get, they will immediately grab their phone and start scrolling. So they are already without any focus. They are diverted. Basically, they are diverted. Now you have to bring the focus of this diverted audience to yourself, which is a task in itself. How can you grab attention of diverted audience? I'm not writing their audience, I'm writing diverted audience. Okay, tell me and give me some points here. How can you grab the attention of diverted audience? Come on, girls, give me some ideas. Be creative. Yes, Khadija.
With a hook,
Exactly.
like, or like a rhetorical question.
With the rhetoric question, with the hook. What else you can do? How do you do? What else? How can you, what are the things that you can do? Asking a question, a quote, and what else? Yes, Aisha Khan.
We can crack a joke.
Crack a joke. Yes, very good. And
We can even have attention at times, like
yes, I'm just
what a teachers,
yes, tell
what
me.
a teachers do. What a teachers do for a diverted class is that they bang the duster and they're like, "Attention, please." You can do that. Some sort of.
Yes, some sort of, okay, I would call it some sort of drama or some sort of noise, but not exactly noise, but something pleasant. Like, for example, clap 3 times. Okay, this also the teachers and some fitness instructors will do. They do it. They have their own stunts in military. So to grab people's attention is a challenge. Okay, and there are ways to do it. Yes, Khadija.
Maybe use the imagine scenario, like imagine if this happened.
Exactly.
Like that.
You should see how the international speakers they talk. Sometimes I'll give you my example of what I have seen some of the speakers doing. One of the speaker, the world champion from it was I think 2015, if I'm not mistaken. Anyways, this his name is Ahmed Qatani. Okay, so what he did, he had a cigarette in his name was called out. He came on the stage in the center and he's lighting a cigarette and he's showing as if he's smoking. And everybody was like shocked, like, what is he doing? His name is called out and what he's doing is smoking. And then there was another speaker. He just came and he lied down on the floor. Yani, do some. Hey. Sorry. 1 second, guys. This little man is walking. So what they do something weird, something extraordinary to grab people's attention. So people can be creative, imaginative, do many things to just grab people's attention. Okay. So something or the other you have to do as a hook, which will grab people's attention. Okay. Any other creative ideas you have in your head? Depending on the theme, depending on the, yes. Use proverbs, foreign proverbs, work really well, tell a story, use facts. Suddenly ask something that will make people think. Once and twice, what I did was, as soon as I came on the stage, I started doing the kicks and karate punches. And with that screams, KO. So people were just shocked. Who were so away and so diverted, they immediately came near the stage, like, what's going on, So it's a psychological game, basically. Anyhow, in a pleasant way, in a better way, you have to grab people's attention. So that's one thing. Now, a listener's attention needs to be refocused away from any distractions towards the speaker. So a good beginning draws the audience's attention to the speaker and to the presentation. Second, introduce the topic. You have to introduce the topic. Sometimes what happens, the speech is so not very well constructed. And till the end, the audience is still wondering what the speaker is talking about. That is a bad construction of a speech, or something wherein the purpose of the speech is not achieved, rather. Because if people don't understand what you're talking, how are they going to benefit from it? How are they going to remember it? So you need to introduce the topic. The beginning of the speech should indicate what the speaker will be talking about and why the audience should be interested in it. When listeners understand the topic and how they will benefit from the listening to the speech, they will immediately pay close attention. Like, for example, imagine classroom full of 10th standard students. Now the speaker is coming and talking about how should you make chana masala. Now these students, what is their field of interest? Their field of interest would be, and then there is second speaker who comes up and says, I'm going to give you options of the best colleges and universities and how to get into those colleges and universities. Immediately you will stand up, sit up, and pay attention and focus. Similarly, bunch of housewives. Now you come to them and give a speech on what is the latest artificial intelligence is going on. You think they will understand? It's Greek for them. But these ladies, if you come to them and tell them how to manage home, how to be effective parent, these topics are related to them. So we have to know what kind of audience are we catering to. We should know the content and they should benefit from your speech. Unless and until this is not happening, you will not grab their attention. Okay, so this is something that you have to understand. The first is getting the attention of the audience. Second is you have to introduce the topic. Okay, and third is you have to establish a rapport. That is, you have to connect with the audience. Unless you don't connect with the audience, you will not be able to keep them focused with you, and they are not benefiting from it. Because end of the day, what is our purpose? Our purpose is that we are speaking to inspire. We are speaking to let them learn something, feel good about themselves, and then go back home with that idea resonating in their head. I think we'll go for Maghrib Salah quickly and come back. No. Okay. It's 5:20. We'll come back at around 5:30. 10 minutes is okay? All right. See you girls at 5:30. Assalamu alaikum. Everybody's back. Just give me a thumbs up. Girls, if you're back and listening. Arshi, where is Rida?
Ma'am, she's joining.
Okay. Okay. So we spoke about 2 points: get the attention of the audience. A second is introduce the topic. Third point that I was talking about was paying. One second. I'm sending you in the chat. Okay. The third point that we were talking about is creating a rapport with the audience. Okay. You have to establish some connection with them. The audience will be more receptive to the speaker and the message if the speaker appears friendly and interested in them and shows personal interest in the subject. Masalan, imagine a speaker who is very rude. You are explaining something. For example, I'm talking about diet and nutrition. And then one of the audience will raise their hand and they ask, what is the meaning of, I explained, your body will go into the plateau, so you will not lose weight. Suddenly somebody will raise the hand and ask a question. Sometimes the audience is not even raise the hand, they just suddenly blurt out, So imagine if I tell them, no, why are you asking this question? You can talk to me later. How effective that would be. Am I creating an impact? Am I creating a connection with the audience? Or if I don't smile at all, I have a very stone face. Okay. I look very strict. I look very unfriendly. I look very unapproachable. So what will happen? The connection with the audience is not maintained. And that is not what I'm trying to tell you guys. I'm saying we have to establish, you have to work towards it, that you establish contact with them, establish some interest, connection, audience connection. How can that happen? The first and the foremost thing is smile. And believe me, even if you are covered, like for me, I'm in niqab, right? But even in niqab, one can smile, and your smile can be seen and heard. Even when you're not seeing a person, you are like now, we are having virtual class. I'm not able to see you, you are not able to see me. But if I smile, if I get angry, if I'm excited, if I'm fearful, you can still hear all the emotions. Okay. And this is very important. Now, in any of the speeches, whether it is virtual, only audio, or a physical meeting, in any place, in any condition, anyhow, you should know that the non-verbal communication is very, very important. And this comes under your gestures, your expression. So whenever you want to connect instantly with anybody, smile is a universal language. Smile is a universal, and it is acceptable anytime. It is infectious. You smile, you get back the smile in response most of the time. And then immediately there is a connection. I don't know if you guys are aware, but even animals smile. Have you seen any animals smiling? Anyone? Have you experienced animals smiling? Yes, Khadija?
Not really sure, like exactly smiling, but like when you like stroke cats, their mouth look like they're smiling.
Yeah, they start purring. No, they smile. Trust me, I've seen animals. I've seen so many animals smiling back. Yes, Aisha, you can share your experience.
Miss, I've seen a dog smile several times.
Mm-hmm.
It's very obvious.
It's obvious. Yes, you're right. It's
Cats,
very
they don't
obvious.
really, yeah, cats, they don't really smile, but in a dog's face.
Yes, animals smile, birds smile. Yani subhanallah, these creations of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also smiles. That's why when I'm saying smile is a universal thing, I mean not only humans, I mean all the humans and the animals and all the other creations. Of course, yani it's weird, but believe me, they smile. I've seen my turtles also smiling, by the way. So if I'm fortunate enough, I'll try to click photo of they smiling, but it's beautiful, mashallah. So smile is something that can instantly connect you to your audience. Okay. And that's how you can establish audience connection. Second is, you need to show enthusiasm. Now imagine I come many a time in the evaluation, I keep telling you girls, no, like you have the content, you have the attitude to speak well, but when you are delivering your speech, it comes out very flat. So what happened? And then it told me that even if you're talking about something interesting, it goes no expression, there is no enthusiasm. Today I would like to talk about how you can stay fit. And imagine somebody saying, okay, today I'm going to talk about how can you stay fit. You see the difference? The expression, the joy, the enthusiasm. That enthusiasm you have to bring into your voice. If you are not excited, if you are not willing, if you are not energetic, everything will be shown in your, it comes out very clear and apparent in your voice. So enthusiasm, you have to show enthusiasm. And third point, make eye contact. Now I have a question for you. In a virtual setup, how can you make an eye contact? Tell me. In a virtual setup, how can you make eye contact? Yes, Khadija.
Look at the camera, like don't read from your book, keep looking at the
Yes.
camera.
Yes, you can look at the camera, because when you look at the camera, whosoever is watching you will feel you are looking into their eyes. So now in our contest also, 1 second, guys. There are those protocols and rules. So we're not supposed to look left, right, or anywhere else. We are going to look straight into the camera, which means we are looking into the eye of the audience. Now, question 2. In a auditorium setup, you are on the stage, okay? And you have the audience sitting they are on their chairs, but there's a huge crowd sitting on the chair. How can you maintain eye contact? What do you do then? Tell me.
Could you repeat?
I said I asked you a question of the virtual setup. You said, Khadija said, look into the camera. Agreed. I'm asking, in an actual auditorium setup, there is a stage, there are chairs. The audience is sitting on the chairs right in front of you, and they are spreading across. How can you have an eye contact? Yes, Khadija.
Not really sure if this is how it's done, but like I split the thing into right, middle, and left, and like I move my eye contact across the 3 parts, like as I speak.
Who is Amina Huzaifa? Who is Amina Huzaifa? Amina Huzaifa, please unmute yourself and let us identify you. Who is Amina Huzaifa? Amina, if you're not going to talk, I'll put you in waiting room. Okay. Okay, I think it's Saida Rida. She just changed her name. All right. Saida Rida. Okay. So no, it's okay. Actually, we had one gate crasher recently. That's why I'm being very particular who's entering the room. Okay. So what do you do, Khadija, then?
Yeah, I sort of split the audience into the left, right, and the middle, and then you move your eye over each of those parts. So you're like literally seeing the entire audience.
So where are you focusing on? Basically, that's my question. Eye contact. Yes, you split them into 3. That is true. But where do you look at?
Well, I choose like specific points in each of those 3. So it could be some like a person in each of the thing, and then I focus on that. I'm not really sure how it's done, but
I'll tell you what is, yes, dividing the audience is a perfect thing. You can either divide into left, right, or divide into 3 parts, center, left, right. And then you are focusing on the top of their heads. You're not looking into anybody's eye. That is not considered positive and nice. You don't look straight into the eye of one person and talking to that one person only. So what happens? The others feel ignored and left out. That's negative. We don't do that. What we do, we look on the top of their heads. So we are also not getting conscious. And secondly, I'll tell you how the stage setup is. There are lights which are focusing on your face. So honestly speaking, you can't even see people through. It's very difficult to focus. You just see people sitting there, which is good for us. You don't get conscious. You just see on the top of their heads. So you're focusing in the center, you're focusing on the right and focusing on the left. That depends like on the stage movement. How are you placing yourself? But I'm saying the eye will be focusing on the top of their head. Okay, so that's how you will do it. So the 3 points: get the audience's attention, introduce the topic, establish rapid or establish connection with the audience. And under establishing Audience connection, 3 points. Smile, show enthusiasm, and make eye contact. Number 4th point. Okay, this is all the criteria for a successful opening. Number 4th point. Take less than 5 to 10% of the entire speech time, which means the introduction. Yes, Aisha.
Miss, so this is my own tip. What I used to do when I was very small, like in first standard, I used to give a lot of speeches. So I used to do that in front of my whole class, like 50 students. And I used to get nervous, of course. So when I used to see them, I used to not see their faces. I used to just imagine in my head that they are the faces of fruits. Like some are watermelons, some are pumpkin. So I used to feel very calm down, and then I used to just deliver my speech with a smile.
Yes. There are many techniques actually, Aisha. Yes, your technique is mashallah good. And there are many techniques. Now, there is one technique which I didn't want to talk about because it is somewhat little awkward. But some of the speakers, the international speakers, this is what they have told. And they keep training that imagine if you are one of those guys who gets nervous and are very fearful, what you should imagine, just look at the audience and imagine that they are in their innerwear. So you feel, oh, you are all clothed and very well dressed and you are fantastic. And then psychologically, you don't get scared. So this is one of their techniques. I know it is funny, but that's how it is. They said that imagine these people are all sitting in their innerwear and khalas, you are the best dressed person and you are so confident. So you will be relaxing. It's just kind of releasing the sense of humor in you, So yes, I know. And I agree with your kind of technique also. You have to imagine in your head that, and that is the reason, don't look into the eye, because sometimes looking straight in the eye will make you more nervous than the audience. So look at the top of their heads. This is best. So these are the 4 points. And then the last one, which I was talking about, take less than 5 to 10%. And imagine if you have 100%, right? You have the time, you have to divide it into parts. So your opening or your introduction is comprising of only 5 to 10%. The main will be your body. So this is something that you have to divide your speech, the time limit. What are the opening techniques? The techniques for opening a speech can help calm the speaker's nerves and give clarity of mind. Okay, there should be clarity and confidence in your head rather than. Aisha, you want to ask something else? Okay.
No, Miss, I'm sorry.
When I see a raised hand, I think there is something you want to ask. Okay, so you have to keep yourself calm. You have to have clarity in your head. And that is why there are different techniques for that. And then techniques can also generate new ideas over time. We will be discussing some 7 techniques. How can you have that impact? Which the question that I asked you in the beginning, the ways how you can create an impactful opening. When I used the example of an aeroplane taking off, you use the full throttle. How is that possible? Now, there are ways, there are techniques. Let's learn about these techniques. I'm going to share 7 techniques with you. Listen carefully. Try to understand that. And don't worry about writing. I'm sharing everything with you all. Okay? Okay, let's begin now. The first technique. State the importance of your topic. For example, a room full of young, beautiful girls and housewives. And I start by saying, how many of you want to look 20 at the age of 40? You understand what I'm saying? Anti-aging, become beautiful. These are the weak points of women. So imagine how they will think. Instantly, they will open their eyes and mind and ears. They will be listening, focusing. That is how you have to create an importance of your topic. Tell your listeners why the topic is important to them, how they will benefit. Okay, I'll give an example, one more. Speech concerning overexposure to the sun. Okay, and the speaker may begin. A golden tan may be glamorous, but overexposure to the sun can age your skin prematurely and can cause skin cancer. Thus, it's important to protect yourself from the harmful rays of the sun. So it makes sense to them. You're giving a problem, you're highlighting a problem, you're giving a solution, and that's what you're going to talk about. So there is nothing unreal. It is honest, it is true, and it is the need of the hour. Okay, so that's your technique. Number one, state the importance of your topic. Number two, make a startling statement. By startling statement, when I said drama, something that will shake them up, startle your listeners with an intriguing statement that will compel them to listen further. You have to talk something as a hook, wake them up, shake them up. Example, smoking kills. More Americans die each year than were killed in battle during World War II and Vietnam together because of smoking. Now people are shocked. Oh my God, we think people die in a war and the number of death might be more. But now the speaker is giving them a data. They are he's waking them up by giving them the actual statistics that smoking is killing people more than in a war. So now they are curious. You have to make that startling statement. So that's your point number two. Tip number three, arouse suspense or curiosity. Now, this is very interesting because this formula is used by our TV soap operas. You see one episode, towards the end, there is a murder happening. How do they close it? Who is the murderer? To know, you have to wait for the next episode. Now, the people are left with that question mark. Who is the killer? Who is the killer? Who is the killer? And they will wait and watch the episode. And this is how they keep on dragging and dragging and dragging the soap operas. Even the novels, anywhere. You see, to create curiosity, just leave the story incomplete. And then they want to know what is the end of it. So they are hooked on what is next. So that's how you can create interest, by creating a suspense, arousing a suspense. Okay, you have to use series of statement related to the topic that will create that listener's interest. Example, a speaker could begin a speech by saying, using a feline tone of voice and body gestures, I enjoy lying around the house all day. I do not care if you never come home as long as my food is available, because I have fun by myself. I like to chase my tail and stalk imaginary animals. Can you guess who am I? I am a cat. Now, creating suspense. So that's a kind of a technique you can use, and it is very effective. I have seen this. I've seen this. Creating suspense really will hook on your audience. Number 4, tell a story or anecdote. All of us, children or adults, people of all ages, they love to hear story. They love storytelling, right, Musa? So they love to listen to any story. Why do you think women, they gossip so much on the phone? Why women, whenever they connect, they talk so much? They've got so many stories to share. I mean, not that I am encouraging ghibat or anything, but I'm saying that people of all ages love listening to story. And some of the people love to narrate or tell a story. And there are many competitions and contests that happen. Actually, official contests happen. Storytelling contest, tall tale contest. Even in Toastmasters, they have this tall tale contest. So storytelling is one of the things that will always create curiosity, interest, and this way also you can hook your audience. So storytelling. Telling an amusing tale, a dramatic story, or an anecdote arouses interest and gets the audience involved. Keep the story or anecdote relevant to the main point of the speech and personalize it whenever possible, which means you picked up a story based on the theme or the topic. Now you are adding your personal story to it, you're mixing it. You have to keep it very focused. You have to keep it content and theme related. You cannot go off topic, because there are some people, when they start storytelling, sometimes they get drifted off to some other topic, and khalas, the main topic is left out. You have to come back to the main content. This is the trick, because everything is time bound, right? So you have to stick to the content. And if you don't stick to the content, then you're gone. Like, I'll tell you an example of my recent table topics contest. You know about the table topics, right? It was a short speech, and I don't know how many of you have seen. I've shared the audio with you girls. I think the YouTube link. If not, then just see it. It's a 2-minute speech. Now the topic was, this was the area contest. Okay, the topic was that sometimes it is better to forget the pain and remember what you deserve. This was the topic. And mashallah, all the competitors were very tough. They were good speakers. Of course, when you're competing in the area level, they've already experienced Toastmasters. So subhanallah, I was number 5th, and then there was another competitor, number 6th. So I just got to hear only one speaker. But she was a champ. She was mashallah amazing. But she got 2nd position and I got 1st. And I got a chance to get the recording, and I went back and I checked everyone's performance. And the thing that I found in her, she happens to be a friend. So she asked me, like, what do you think went wrong? And it was purely, she went off content. She spoke well. She spoke very well. It was nice, whatever she spoke about. But it was not content related. Now, alhamdulillah, I have experience of judging in the contest as well. So I have the judging criteria, like how judges will give you points. Sometimes the audience will not know the technicality. Now you girls, you know the evaluator's job, right? Now a judge's role comes after that. And even fine evaluation, and then you have to give the points. There are many criteria, and each and everything you have to calculate. And there are points. So one of the points which is important in a table topic is that you have to stay within the content, within the topic. Now this other girl, the 6th contestant, she spoke well, but she went off. And that going off was very tricky. So what I'm trying to tell you girls is that even if you are narrating an anecdote or telling a story, you're personalizing it, but stay within the scope, the content, the topic. And that is really tricky. Okay. So tell a story or anecdote. Point number 4. Example, instead of beginning, 2 men were hunting in the woods one day. You can say, my brother and I went hunting last week in the woods behind my house. One second. Okay. Point number 5. Ask a rhetorical question. Ask one question or a series of questions that relate to your speech topic. The audience will think about an answer, and thus your topic. This is very easy and very effective and simple. Okay. You can just ask a question related to the topic, and audience immediately, see, there is always a sense of competition among people. Everybody wants to be the best. Everybody wants to shine. Okay. So immediately they will start answering. And the moment the interaction happens, everybody will be attentive. Okay. Example, in a speech about first aid, a speaker could begin by asking, Do you know what to do if your child begins to choke? Now, all the mothers, immediately they will start with their experiences and immediately they'll start with the solutions. Okay. So ask a rhetorical question. Number 6, begin with a quotation. Begin with a quote. Normally, you can take any of the quote related to the theme, say as is, but also mention the name of the one who quoted it. So it doesn't look like you stole the idea from somewhere. Normally, people must have read it. So if you don't let them know who quoted it, it would look like that you just copy pasted and you are not giving the due credit to the one who originally created that. And remember one thing, every time I have told you, whatever you speak, you have to be truthful, you have to be real, you have to be honest, the integrity part. So there is no plagiarism in your content. Even if you're picking up any information, any statistics data you're taking, you write in the end the resource. Similarly, you're quoting. So write the name in the end. You can begin like this, as rightly said by so and so, and start your quote. You can quote a hadith, you can quote a Quranic reference, you can quote any quotes from whatever is available, but make sure you mention the name of the person who created that quote. Okay, so this proves your integrity. So begin with the quotation. Using a quotation is a very easy and effective way to attract attention, but keep it very short and sweet. Don't make it long. You will not believe, one time I've seen somebody opening with a poetry which was like a never-ending poetry. It was so boring poem, and kind of full thing was a part of introduction. The audience, I was in the audience, so I just focused first 2 lines. After that, my mind was wavering. Wrong. This is very bad opening. So you have to keep it very short and simple. Don't talk or open up with the quote which is long. Don't open with the quote which is complicated. Don't bring some very tough Shakespearean quotes. Keep it very simple. A normal layman should understand it. Don't use medical jargons or something, some lingo that a normal person cannot understand. Don't do that. Keep it short, keep it easy, keep it simple. Okay. And again, it should be related to the theme or the topic. Don't go off topic. Okay. Where can you find these quotations? What would be the sources? It could be friends, it could be family, it could be co-workers, it could be internet, books, magazines, television, radio program. It could be your own. Even if you have written something, you have to mention. Like sometimes I wrote something, I write something, and if I'm using it in my speeches, I will open up with that quote, and then I will say, so rightly said by, pause, none other than me. And then they will you can see some humor infused in the speech. They'll start smiling. So you have to give the credit of the quote that you are using in your speech. Quotations will enhance your speech. It will add the authority. Okay, because these are the wise words. Wise words is adding quality to your speech. It will add the amusement. It will add to the enthusiasm and the dramatized points. You remember I told you in the beginning, some drama, but nothing overdoing. In balance is required. You cannot sound boring. You have to sound interesting, and you have to add the elements, elements, how you garnish your dishes, what you eat, how do you garnish it? With coriander leaves, sometimes with chaat masala, sometimes you add some spices to it. Similarly, these are the elements that add the spices to your speech. So don't sound boring. You have to have a little bit of positive drama. Okay, so this adds to that. Example. Okay, let me ask you girls. What, quote something, and should I give you the topic or you want to quote? Okay. Time management. This is the topic. Now let me see who will open up the speech with a quote of your own. Whatever. You can pick up from anywhere, huh? Just give me the opening of the speech, topic, time. Who wants to go? Give me an example. Just the opening. Aisha, Yalla, Khadija, Amna, Rida, Arshi, Zahra, Rida. Just create an opening. Create an opening for speech titled Time. Anyone? Amina, can you on the mic and say you're messaging it to me, but I want you to say it.
Miss,
Huh?
what was the question? I went to the washroom.
I said, give me an opening, just a quote or anything for a speech, which is time-based, time. Give me an opening for the time. How will you quote? What will you say? I just want you to create an opening. Okay.
Time and tides waits for none.
Very good. Time and tide waits for none. Great. Even Amna has put in chatting twice, actually. Time waits for no one. What else we can talk? Girls, I expect you to, I always say.
Does it have to be short?
A stitch on
Tell me,
time
tell me.
saves time.
A stitch in time saves 9. Okay. What else? Yes, Khadija, go ahead.
Does it have to be short, like the quote, whatever?
Yani, if the time is for the speech, say for example, 2 minutes or 5 minutes, only 5 to 10% is your opening. Let it come. What is there in your head?
Well, I'm not really sure because it's not exactly a one-liner.
It's okay. Tell me. Maybe it's a longer speech then. Just give the opening. I did not mention the time, no?
Okay, so I read this quote about like time is like a river. You cannot touch the same water twice because the flow that has passed will never pass again.
Absolutely. Good, mashallah. Yes, Arshi. Yes, Arshi.
Lost time is never found again.
Very good, mashallah. Yes, Zahra. Yes, Zahra. Zahra?
Ma'am, can you hear me now?
Yes, now I can. Tell me.
Time, how we spend our time tells us who we are.
Very good. Barakallah fiqh. Beautiful. Yes, Rida.
Time is in the main.
Time is in the? I didn't get it. Rida, I cannot hear you.
Sorry, ma'am.
Yeah.
Time is in the main thing. It is the only thing.
Time is the main thing, is the only thing. Yes. Yes. Amina saying time is a storm in which we all are lost. Subhanallah. Barakallah fikum girls. Yes, Khadija. Yes, Saida. Yes, Saida, Rida.
Time is a storm in which we all are lost.
I think Amina just now said that. I mean, she wrote that.
Oh.
Think of something else. Yes, Aisha Imran. Yes, Aisha.
Time flies over, but it leaves its shadow behind.
Time flies away, but it leaves its shadow behind. Absolutely. Yes. Anybody else would like to say anything? Because I see 3 raised hands. Is it that you forgot to lower it or you want to add something?
Can I?
Yeah, sure.
An inch of time is an inch of gold, but you cannot buy that inch of time with an inch of gold. It's a Chinese proverb.
Nice, mashallah. But still, I was hoping one of you would have said this. Wal Asr. You know, time related surah, which is so important. Al Asr. You can begin with the immediately, it should reflect in your head. Then you should immediately think of time, hadith. There are so many hadith based on time. Now, it is a homework for you all. Okay. You know about Surah Al Asr, right? Just read the tafsir of Surah Al Asr. This is one. And second is collect the hadith. No, what did I type there? Wait, read. My typo is okay. The tafsir of Surah Al-Asr. And then second is collect hadith on time. Okay, there are beautiful hadith on time. Beautiful hadith on time, and Surah Al-Asr is related to time. So these are the things that should reflect in your head, and you should instantly open up with this. Yes, Khadija.
Tafsir as in like the meaning of English, like meaning of Surah
I'll tell
Al-Asr.
you one thing. I'll tell you one thing. And it is for all. Good you asked, Khadija. I will tell you what. See, Quran. Okay, Quran has got too many things in it, mashallah. Now there are different sciences of Quran. Okay, it will have something called tajweed, which means how do you read it? Okay, with the nice makharij, how each letter is to be articulated. That means tajweed. Then there is something called tarjuma. Tarjuma mani translation. So there is translation of the Arabic into the language. Now for us, it is English. So the translation is tarjuma. Then there is something called tafsir. Tafsir mani commentary, the history of why it was, why that ayah was revealed, why that surah was revealed, what was the story behind it, what is the wisdom and benefit. So I want you to read the tafsir, not tarjuma. It's a very small surah and it's a beautiful surah that we should understand the value of time. Why Allah is swearing on time? What is the value of time? It explains you about that. So I want you all to read that. It's not a big homework. It's a very small task. If you have done it, send a thumbs up in the group. And I want you to collect some hadith on time and share it. Share it. Send it personally to me on my message. Okay. So I will collect everything and I'll post it in the group. But I want you all to understand this. This is very, very important. Okay. So yes, opening. You have to remember the quotes. You have to deliver it nicely, which should be apt. And that's how it is done. So this is your 6th point. Number 7th is reference the occasion. Okay. Begin the speech by acknowledging the occasion. Now, for example, you are going for, say, graduation ceremony. So you know the occasion. Or you're giving the speech, say, in a wedding. So you should acknowledge the occasion. And it will, this type of beginning allows the speaker to recognize an important or unusual event and to establish a common interest. Okay, like for example, the audience should have a connection. The event, the theme, the occasion, everything should be linked together, and you have to refer to that occasion. For example, you're giving a speech on the 76th year of independence, so it is an occasion. Acknowledge and mention that. You have to give a reference. Okay, so these are the 7 points that you have to remember in regards to the opening. Till what point I have given here in the notes? 1 second, let me check. 3. Okay. I will inshallah share it in the group. Okay, the entire notes. There are a few more points which I can quickly run you through because we have time until 6:15. So there are 4 more minutes. Okay, other techniques. What are the other techniques that can help you to have a beautiful opening? Is number 1, humor. Number 2, audience participation. Number 3, a demonstration. Or number 4, a reference to a historical event. Humor is fantastic. Humor sells anytime. People want to laugh. People want to be happy. Everyone loves humor. But humor can be a positive humor and a negative humor. What do you understand when I say positive and negative humor? Let me ask you girls. What do you understand when I say positive and negative humor? Anyone? Yes, Khadija?
Humor can be used to put down people as well. So that could be negative humor.
Negative humor. And very good. What else?
And humor that has a positive attitude about things is a positive humor.
Okay. Positive. Okay. There is one more element to it. Anyone? Which is very common. Obscenity, vulgarity, nudity. people love to talk obscene things, vulgar, use vulgar and foul language, and people will laugh at it. This is something that we have to avoid. And this is very, very common. Sadly, it is very common. And even in Muslim communities, even with females wearing hijab, and they speak to create humor, they talk nonsense. This is something that we have to avoid. We can have a positive, clean humor as well. And this is something that we have to understand, identify it, and then infuse humor in our speech. Number one, it should not be obscene. Number two, it should not sound taunting or belittling someone, ridiculing someone. Okay. And number three, it should be again emitting positivity. So these are the points in regards to humor. It should be positive humor. And audience participation. Maslan, if you ask a question, then you are interacting with the audience is talking to you. Immediately there is connection. Immediately there is focus and attention. A demonstration. Suddenly you come on the stage and you start demonstrating. You are mixing something in a cup, or you start cooking, doing something, demonstrating physically. People will immediately get attracted. And then the last, a reference to historical event. You mention something and then you ask question and you can create a story. That again is referring back to some historical event. So these are some of the tips that can help you to have a dynamic opening of a speech. Anybody's got any question? Anybody's got any question? All are cool. Everybody's not written, but anything that is confusing you, please let me know, because I want each and every aspect to be clear. Okay.
Miss,
Yes, dear.
Miss, but according to you, what is the best opening line, like a joke, a rhetorical question, or what is going to be the best hook for our audience?
See, again, Khadija, it depends, no? It depends mainly on the audience. Like, I'll tell you, I have only women's club, right? So I know all the age group of the women and what will create interest in them. The audience knowledge is something that is very important. So if I have a class of young girls, I know what will interest them. If I have a class of very senior persons, a very executive kind of a crowd, so it again depends on what kind of audience you're catering to. So it will never be the same. With the kids, it will be more of jokes, demonstration. With women, it will be more woman oriented topic. With the executives, it will be more serious topic. So it is purely audience based, and everything, any of the topic, any of the technique that you use will vary based on that, based on the theme, based on the occasion, based on the crowd, based on your topic. And you can use effectively. I personally prefer, my personal favorite, quoting a hadith, quoting Quranic references. I love the quotes of Ibn Qayyim Rahimullah. And I have a special book, actually. I read quotes a lot. This is one of the things that I do. I love to read quotes. So this is something of my hobby. So I use quotes. And then the second thing that I like, I will demonstrate. Demonstration also is one of my favorites. I'm bad in humor. This is what I think. I'm working on it. But I would love to, if I can master that, I would love to open with the humor. Yes, Aisha.
Miss, you told about quotes. So, Miss, where are we supposed to refer the quotes from?
Quotes you can check anywhere. See, if you just type what, for example, quotes on life, quotes on encouragement, just type full things, books and books will open for you, PDFs, and you can just go through it. Just read simple. Because for table topics contest, this is what we do. We open up the top 100 quotes on life. Okay. And we read. And then in our mind, we just develop 2-minute speeches, because from these life quotes, the most common life quotes only they will use the topic. So that's how we prepare. So you girls also can do that. For me, what I do, as I said, because I have personally found out that Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam's words are the best. Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu anhu's quotes are the best. Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu anhu's quotes are the best. Ibn Qayyum Rahimahullah's quotes are the best. The Islamic scholars, the Tabain, the previous scholars, their quotes are fantastic. Hazrat Ali's quotes are the best. So you don't need basically the others actually. But yes, of course, I read both. But now my interest is more towards the Islamic side. So you check all this. There are books available for all this, and online also it is available. So keep on reading. It really inspires you, and you feel good, because see, when something is explained by using few words with the brevity, it creates an impact. So if you keep on reading, and if you're able to interpret and understand it, it enhances your vocabulary, it enhances your language, and then you can also create your own quotes. Like many times on my Facebook, I don't know if you girls have checked, or you are on FB or no, but I have my own quote. I keep whatever, sometimes I think, I mean, instantly write it and I post it. I have created my own collection of quotes. One fine day, inshallah, I'll publish it. Bi'idhnillah. So it's a nice thing. So check it, Aisha. Maybe you can create quotes of your own. Always write the date and your name, tag it. It can be used. In fact, these days on Instagram and all, they have started paying people for using their quotes. So one can make money as well, mashallah. So this is good. Be intellectual. Let your language become rich, okay, and let people take advantage of your knowledge and wisdom, right? Aisha, start writing. I want to see and listen to your quotes now.
Yes, Miss Miss, I'd love to do that. And Miss, one more question.
Sure,
Miss, when
sure.
we have our opening line, then Miss, when we introduce our topic, so should we introduce it in the beginning, or we hide behind the bushes? But if we do so, if we give our introduction of the topic late, then people can get distracted. And if we do it in the beginning, they can get bored. So what is the appropriate time to
Yes.
tell the topic's name?
Very good question. Yeah, Aisha, I totally understand what you're trying to create. See, whenever you are called as a speaker, you are an expert in that topic, right? So people are looking and waiting to take tips from you. You want to create an interest, but hiding the topic will not create a positive interest. It will create a negative interest, because, as I said, some of the speakers tried that stunt, but audience lost interest. Your body is going to be more exciting than the opening, because that is the main gist of your speech. So you don't need to pull that stunt of hiding the topic. No, you have to introduce the topic. I am going to talk about the negative effects of smoking. And how can you get rid of it? I will tell you. I will show you some acupressure points. If you press that throughout the day, you will not have the urge. Now they are focusing on me. All the smokers will be like, oh, what is she going to talk about? It's not that I'm hiding the topic, but I am giving them an opportunity to create the curiosity. And I'm in my body, I'm mentioning those tips. You understand? So don't need to hide the topic. You have to introduce yourself and salutation and opening and hook and your topic, and then the body. But don't hide that. Of course, your body will have enough element for them to stay hooked on. That is the trick. Okay, so you need to balance that. But I will never suggest that you hide the topic. Right?
Okay, Miss, got it. Thank you.
Okay, girls, inshallah, I'll see you on Saturday. More to come. As I said, we will be completing this topic. So every Monday, Khadija, don't miss any of the Mondays, please. And I'll be sharing the recording as well. But live is live. So please try to attend the live classes on time. Don't be late. And inshallah, we'll catch up on Saturday. Okay. Saturday, inshallah, either we will take Hadith or Islamic history, and we'll continue. Take care. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilaik. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Yes, I'll be sharing the recording. Don't worry.